This video is about movement, not tourism, not transport nerd stuff. Well, maybe a little transport nerd stuff. Just how getting around actually feels when you live here, or at least stay here for more than a typical vacation. Before we start, a bit of clarity. Almost everything I'm talking about here is Colmar in Alsace. I'm not pretending this represents all of France or all of Europe, and I'm not claiming to be an expert. These are just our opinions after about 2 months of sort of living here. That's more than your average vacation, but it's not a lifetime. I'm comparing this to my part of the United States, Taunton, Massachusetts. Small city to small city, real life to real life. People can have different opinions. That's fine. This channel isn't about arguing or scoring points. It's about sharing what daily life actually feels like. One of the biggest differences we didn't fully understand before coming here was how much movement affects your mental state. In Colmar, walking is normal. Biking is normal. Buses are normal. Trains are normal. Cars are still normal, but alongside everything else. You don't feel like you're making a statement when you didn't get in a car. We walk far more than we did at home, and honestly, that alone might explain part of why life feels better here. More walking, more fresh air, more daylight exposure. Your body moves more, your brain calms down, and suddenly everything feels a little less sharp and defensive. That mental shift matters. Drivers actually stop for pedestrians here. This continues to amaze me. Not aggressively, not grudgingly. The driver isn't staring you down, waiting for an apology or a performance of gratitude. In the good old US of A, if a driver stops, it's with their bumper already inside the crosswalk, right next to that sign that says that they are legally required to stop their 2-ton murder machine and let a pedestrian cross. And you'd better hustle. Run, wave, apologize, and thank them profusely for not going over you. Because how dare you interrupt the natural order of cars first, people second. Here, it's different. In France, and honestly in most of Europe from what I hear, the driver stops quickly, calmly, cleanly, and half the time they smile at you. It continuously surprises me. When you wave or say thank you, they often look surprised, sometimes even pleased. Not because they expected it, because they weren't waiting for it. They're doing what they're supposed to do, and they assume you do the same for them. And I absolutely do. Just because that's how it works. That sounds small. It isn't. Because when movement isn't adversarial, your nervous system notices. You stop bracing. You stop negotiating your right to exist in space. The buses deserve some credit too. They're not flashy, they're not trying to impress you, they just show up. They're usually on time-ish. The schedules slow down in the evening, logically. On Saturdays, they often run less frequently, and many routes don't run on Sunday at all. That's a limitation, sure, but it's one you learn quickly. Routes make sense. Stops are where people actually are, and you don't feel punished for not owning a car. It's not perfect, but it's pretty dependable, and that dependability takes pressure off your brain. And biking here is everywhere. Not fancy biking, not performance biking, just people on bikes. Young people, older people, kids, parents, grandparents, everybody. A lot of the bikes look older than I am, and they're still going because they're maintained, not disposable. There are regular bikes, electric bikes, cargo bikes, three-wheelers, bike shares, electric scooters, and even a couple tandem bikes I've seen around, all mixed together. Cargo or not, you cannot ignore the pretty pink basket. It's not about having the best gear, it's about having the best options. Then there's the scale of Europe itself. We went to Basel, Switzerland. Different country, different language, different field. Only about 45 minutes away. We went to Freiburg, Germany. Different country, different language, different field. Still under an hour. We went to Strasbourg. Same country, same language, still a different field, and still under an hour. Major city. These weren't big trips, not productions, just normal days. And something kept standing out in all of these places. What sits at the center. Churches, cathedrals, civic buildings, big, beautiful, wide open public squares. In Freiburg, the Munster dominates the city center. In Strasbourg, Notre Dame isn't tucked away. It is in the city. It is the city. In Basel, even when it's more about museums, the churches are still there anchoring the space. These buildings are hundreds of years old, older than our soon-to-be former home country. They weren't designed to be driven past at 50 miles an hour. They were designed to be approached on foot, stared at, and appreciated. And you can feel that intention still shaping daily life. When movement is easier, life feels smaller in the best possible way. Errands don't feel like campaigns. Bad walking days still have options. You don't feel trapped because your car is your only key to existence. That freedom adds up quietly, day after day. Once you notice it, it's hard to unnotice. Even in winter, people are still out there, moving, living, existing inside and outside of cars. And there's something really beautiful about that. And as always, likes and subscriptions genuinely help. I'm not going to tell you to smash anything, but if you feel like gently clicking the button and maybe dinging the bell, it does help, and it makes a nice sound, at least in my head. We also read your comments, questions, and experiences as much as possible, and I'd also like to leave you with a question. How much of your daily stress is tied to how you move through the day? Thanks for being here with us, and we'll see you next time on Chaos to Croissants.